that, this, the other.
Five from five.
Hello there, I'm David Woodcock, and I'm going to pick five records from 5 records. So when I was asked to do this, the first record that came to mind was actually this one. It's by a band called the Chutes Too Narrow, and I remember when I first heard this, my mate Ian, I was writing a song actually, and I showed him the song, and he went, sounds just like something off this album by a band called the Shins. And it turns out they were writing a song on a C chord, and so was I, and the song was Gone for Good, and I'd got a similar sort of picking feel to it. Anyway, I found this one and I absolutely love it. All the lyrics inside, lyrics are superb. I was very disappointed when I got the next album and it wasn't as good as this, but actually it's quite a high bar to beat. It's still a great album, the next album, and over the years I sort of stopped following them so much, but I love this one. It's on pink vinyl as well there, and it's been borrowed a bit from time to time by my girlfriend's daughter, so it's got a few scratches on it now, but great cover, great artwork, and a marvellous songwriter in James Mercer. All the songs on that great. It's 2003 I think it says there. Every song a winner. Pink Bullets, lovely song, and I can still remember my mate Ian singing that to me in Dave Dulate's kitchen and going, when our kite lines first crossed and all that. It always stays with me. So this is an amazing album. It's not that long either. It's brilliant, every track. Next up, I found this guy on the internet, and I just got an advert, Hamish, and he played Chinnerys actually recently, and this album is I think he's done quite a few. I was downloading. He's done quite a few albums, but then recently just suddenly got somewhere. It says on the back here, lottery funded, and I saw him on a lottery funded tour at Chinnerys, and they were even better live, to be honest with you. Absolutely great band, and a gentleman. I shook his hand afterwards, gave him a copy of my own album, and I said, if you ever need the support, you know. But he's a lovely fella. They're based in Edinburgh in Scotland. Lyrics are great. I'd put him up there in the style of Morrissey really, and brilliant performance live. Bogs you out, absolutely stares in your face and sings every word to you. And on his website you can get a signed, he'll give you a lyric and signed of his new album. He's got a new album called Angel Numbers, but this is his first record I found, Heavy Elevator. And I love the songs. If I was going to pick out one in particular, I love Caterpillar. That's a great one, and that works live. I think they ended on that actually. What's the one I really like? It goes on the edge of a brick wall or something. Do you know what it calls? Tatiri. Great. And the videos are good as well. So I highly recommend Hamish Hawk, and I know they're going to do another album soon because I was talking to their keyboard player who was going on about it. Put that in later. Right, next up, I picked 2 ones there that, I'm not going to start picking some artists you've never heard of, but maybe they're not so well known. I was quite surprised there wasn't more people to see him at Chinnerys. Deserved it. So I'm going to pick a band you might not have heard of now, the Beatles. Ow! This album, I just saw it there, look, in the vaults, and the reason why I picked it is I wasn't actually encouraged to listen to the Beatles at all growing up, so I didn't find them till I'd heard them in 1995 was the first time I heard them, and it was this album, and my brother got it on a cassette. My mum was very anti the Beatles. She didn't like the Screaming Girls, and she didn't like John Lennon saying stuff about Jesus. So I was actively encouraged not to like them, and I was homeschooled, so I didn't have anyone else to relate to what music was good. And then 95 they had the Beatles anthology on the TV on LWT it was. I remember playing with toys on the floor, and I was listening to this. I was like, what's this? And I just was I was away from my football figures on the floor and looking at the TV, and they got me then. And then my brother bought a cassette. God forbid, he bought a cassette and he played it in his little Fiat Uno or a Panda, it was a little white thing. And I remember pulling up outside a wall shop, in South Church Road, and we listened to Hello Goodbye, and he stopped the car, and I was sitting in the back seat with my dog. I had a Welsh Terrier at the time, Harvey. I'm sitting in the back seat, not thinking about it. Starts the car engine up, boom, hey la! I was like, oh, it took me by surprise. Fall on the Hill, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, and all Baby You're a Rich Man, all the songs on there. And they said that was one of their weaker albums. And then when my brother left home, I just got every Beatles record he got and was just taping them on cassette. So I got them, and then I was hooked on the Beatles and the Stones from about 15. No matter what my mum thought of John Lennon, and that was gone. And the first band I actually joined was a John Lennon tribute band called the Plastic No-No Band, and then she got converted after that because she started listening to him. Going back to that time, and again I'm not going to like start picking anything too off the wall. Radiohead, I know they've done more avant-garde albums, but this album, my brother Tony I was telling you about, bought me the sheet music, guitar sheet music for Radiohead, the Bends, and I just seeing this transports me back to being 13. And the great thing is now it's only taken about 27 years, but I got kids that I teach guitar and piano to coming to me going, can you teach me, you know, all the songs off this album and off OK Computer? And I'm teaching these kids how to play stuff that I learnt first time round, and it's such a refreshing thing to find this generation getting into decent music again. I think sometimes music goes a circle and misses a generation, but they're getting into it. Radiohead, you know, they get bad press to say they're miserable and things like that. I don't think they are, and I think if you have to take it seriously, you have to call a band miserable because you can't appreciate them. You need to look at yourself a little bit there. Radiohead are an excellent band. Actually, my favourite album by Radiohead nowadays is In Rainbows. It took me a while to get into it, but then I did. You know what it's like. These things sometimes get it. But the Bends, lovely guitar playing, amazing on it. And it just, all these chords have taught me. So, like I say, they're not a miserable band, and neither are the Smiths. They're a great band. If you don't get irony, you should just give up, really. So, this band, I never really got into the Smiths when I first heard them, because I wasn't really listening properly, and a couple of people I knew didn't like them at all and I hated them. It's like you get someone who doesn't like football but love rugby and they have to tell you football's rubbish. It's like, mate, you've got your game, don't have a go at mine. Same with cat people. Dogs are great as well and cats are good. Just, there's no competition. If you don't like the Smiths, fine. Don't have to put them down. I'm not a great fan of Led Zeppelin, but they're all right. Anyway, Smiths, Queen is Dead. I think that's the pick of the bunch. And I like the fact that my girlfriend Wendy Solomon, bass player in my band, in famous Sladys as well as Jim Lee. I love the fact she wrote a letter resigning from a job with the words from Frankly Mr. Shankly, just changing it to him, and then she I think she got hauled over the coals over it and had to work anyway and see out her notice. But anyway, for that reason, I think this album is my favourite out of them all. Right, well, I'm David Woodcock, and I'm local to Fives. It's great having Fives because you can find stuff in here that you might not be able to find everywhere, and I love supporting an independent record shop. As well as that, they sometimes have music going on here. We have Record Store Day every year where Darryl East's got his decks up there and we have live acts in. It's always a great atmosphere along the Broadway, and I'll tell you what, it's great to have on your doorstep. I think it's really important to keep this place going because times are hard, especially with so much online stuff and things. It's much better to be able to go down, talk to someone who knows about the music and see what you got, and just come in here. It's a great little record shop, and the Wimpy's next door if you fancy that as well. So anyway, they stock my stuff as well, which is great to know, and it's really helpful because I can just send people down here. This is my last album that I've done. It's the third one, but the first one I've done on my own label, Thank Dog Records. There's my little dog Barkley, and I'm really proud of this album. It's had some great reviews. If it helps, if you've never heard of me, just to give it an endorsement. I've had like national reviews. Daily Mirror love it. Garry Bushell at Daily Mirror rated it, and It's had some good magazine reviews. But anyway, I'm not blowing me trumpet. I'm just like letting you know I'm not mental or something. But every song I'm really proud of, and I'm really proud it's here. So we've got that on stock. If you want to come down, they've got a poster in the window, which is great as well. Pictures of me. Feel free to support it. And for a limited time, I'm turning 40 in a couple of weeks, and I've got a gig at the 21st at the Moonraker, which is roughly sold out now, to be honest with you. But you never know, you might be able to get a ticket. And it's at the Moonraker with another local band, Marine, Mammal, and the locals supporting, as well as Podrophenia, a DJ, and one half of them are. And I'm actually on Podrophenia on the 19th on Ship Full of Bombs, if you're listening to that, so you can hear us on there, and we'll be playing some songs off this. So if you like it, you can just come down here. They've got it in stock here as well, or find me on Facebook and message me and we'll sort it out. But yeah, I'm really proud of this album, DW40. Hopefully I won't get sued for that, but there's a good chance I might. But anyway, come down and support Fives.